Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I tinker with throughout the day. For step-by-step detailed instructions of those tasks, you can click on the links in the comment section below. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. This video also has tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. So, thank you very much for watching. In this video, I'm going to replace the door latch on my door. My car's a 95. The door is from a 96. The 96 and the 97 cars have a different latching mechanism, wired different central locking stuff with the security features in it. The 93, 94, and 95 has the same system. So if you swap a door from a 96 or a 97 on to a 93, 94, or 95, you'll need to replace the latch, and vice versa. Or your central locking system and security system not going to work right. I forgot about that. Had a strip screw in there. Didn't do it. Locked my doors for the first time. Walked away from the car, and this door was unlocked. So you need to understand 93, 94, 95 are the same. 96, 97 are the same. Different latching wiring mechanism system. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to replace it, even if you strip a screw. You want to drill a 1/4-inch drill bit. You want a T20, a T25, a T30, a 10 millimeter, and a Phillips screwdriver for that front piece. And if you have a door pull trim that's cracked, you want to have one of those handy. I get those from IPD. I thought I had one here. Must have set it somewhere. And replace that while you're at it. Oh, here it is here. It's the part number for that door pull. And then get at it. With the door panel off, the next thing you want to do is disconnect this. It goes down in here and clips right there where you see that black sleeve off. You pull that out with a screwdriver or something, and then you pull it up. So that one doesn't seem to be clipped all the way in for some reason. Pull this up and out of here. I must not have clipped it in when I installed the door. Next thing I'm going to do is disconnect the handle that goes to the latch, because it's really integrated into the bottom of the door. So I'm going to remove this screw, and then you got this spring that's going to unlatch, so you can actually push this spring off of there with a screwdriver or something. Let me try to get it with this. See, that snapped over there. Now I'm going to pull this out, and then this will be loose from the handle assembly. Make sure that screw there, that screw there, and that screw there is secure, or this will be loose. And this is a 10 millimeter. When that comes out, you can pull it out of your latch assembly here. Now it's lifted up there. Next, I'm going to undo this screw, undo this screw, and that will release the latch from the frame of the door. You could pull this screw here out to get the window support loose, and then you got this tab here you could push in. This wire harness here you could push in. Undo this zip tie here and unplug this harness here. So this latch is now free, other than this light. This light pulls up a little bit and pulls towards you. Be careful you don't break that. That breaks real easy. And now when I remove these two screws, this latch will be able to be maneuvered out of here, you know, with this attached to it. If you're only wanting to remove your outside handle, You get the door panel off, you pull these two screws, you get the handle loose like this, and you lower the latch down about a ½ inch. Then you pop this off, pull these two screws, and your handle will pull right out. My lower screw is stripped, so I'm going to get a drill bit and a drill and drill the head of that off of there. Once the head's off where the screw head comes out, you can pull the latch in and either remove the latch and screw the rest of it out. That screw's stripped. You can easy out it, but I would just drill the head of it off and put another one in there. I got a spare. You want to use the drill bit that is as big as the screw threaded area. So I'm going to use this 1/4 inch bit and screw through the head of this until the head comes off. Anytime you're screwing through metal, it's best to wet the tip of the bit with a little oil. So I'm going to go ahead and oil that and keep going. That's when you want to stop, when the head comes off. Now you could get the rest of that screw out or with a needle nose pliers. I'm going to test just replacing the latch. So I'm actually just going to take my replacement latch and plug it in and work the central locking system and see if it works. If that works, I'll just replace the latch. If it doesn't work, I'll go ahead and replace the harness as well. The 96 latch has 4 wires on this side and 4 connectors on this side. This one is double and this ground up here is double. When I look on the 95, it has a lot different connectors on it. It's got 4 on this side and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side. So let me see how many wires this has, because if this doesn't match that, I'm gonna have to replace this whole harness. This has 1, 2, yeah, it looks like it has 6 on this side and 5 on this side. So replacing that latch, this may be enough. So the harness coming through the door is the same, but the latch is different. I just compared the door harness and it looks identical. So the door harness should be good. Just the latch wiring is different. Now that I have those 2 screws loose, I can take this latch and maneuver it to come down. And when I pull this handle, it can come down out of here unless this brace is in the way. Let me maneuver this down with both hands and see if I need to take those 2 T30s loose. Let me go ahead and take those loose and see if it comes down easier. Now that I have those 2 screws out and this latch down about a ½ inch, this handle should just come right out. Seems like it's stuck on the latch a little bit there. Alright, I got it coming out. Let me pull that latch down again. That latch is kind of hooked into it there. I'm going to take 2 hands. I pulled that T25 out there that was holding this in place. So I went on ahead and pulled the lower window track out. Now the latch basically falls loose in here and your handle comes out. So that's how you pull your handle out. Get that latch in there loose. This is how your latch look when it's together in the car. You got all that right there is hooked on there, and you got the pin through the key striker. I plugged the replacement latch in, immediately got a door open light. The latch is open, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw the latch closed. Now the latch is closed. Important thing on these latches is making sure this grommet is here on this bar that goes through there. If not, you'll have to rig that in so it's fixed. So now I'm gonna get the remote and lock and unlock the door, see if that works properly. So here's the lift to lock and unlock the door. Here's my remote. I'm gonna go ahead and hit lock, and it went down. I'm gonna go ahead and hit unlock, and it unlocked. Things got a lot of dust in here. I need to blow that out. So now it's going to work. So you could pull this, reach up in there, take this loose, or you could do the zip tie thing or some other way. I could have released that zip tie, got that loose. I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to put another zip tie in there, pull that out with pliers or something, stick another zip tie in there. It'll work. Push this in, push this in. I got that pushed in. I got the light disconnected. I got the latch unscrewed and hanging down. So now I'm gonna maneuver this latch out of here. It's kind of tricky, but you know, it can be done. Work it up and out of here. Work it up and out of there. Oh, that was easier than I thought. I was able to do it with one hand. Oh, push this wire harness through here. Good to go. And this one's got a good bracket on there, so this is a good 96, 97 latch. Now I'm going to disconnect that latch, maneuver it in place, run the wire harness through, get it all prepared and zip tied in. I'm going to leave it hanging down, then I'm going to put the door handle back in and maneuver it together, and then I'm going to secure it. But let me go ahead and unscrew this screw I drilled out of there. Got that screw out of there. I had to use a pair of pliers. It had a little thread locker on it. So now let me get that one in place, keep this train moving. Once I got the latch up in the position, I loosely put a screw in there. Doesn't matter top or bottom. Then I took the handle, maneuvered it in there, made sure the pin went through the latch. Then I pulled the latch, the handle out, and massaged it and pushed the latch toward the car, and that allowed the lever to hook around the stub on the latch, and then it went in. Then I tightened these two screws, put these two screws in. Now as you can see, the latch works. Let me unlock the car. And the light comes on, and I close the latch, and when I lock this door, my driver's door over there locks as well. Wasn't doing that before. Once the handle's secure, I come around here, put all this stuff in place, put this back up under there, put that screw in there, tighten that down. Then after I get this screw tight, I'm going to load that. I need to get this in position before I put that screw in there. Then make sure you get your wire harnesses tabs pushed back in, put your window guide back in place, and put your door panel back on. Put your window guide in. You got to lower it down there, and then you raise it up in front of the latching mechanism and stuff it under the glass and upper window sill. Push it up like that as much as you can. Then your hole will align, and you put your screw in your hole. When you put your pin latch in, make sure it's snapped all the way in to that connector. I wired in my signal mirror, hooked up a unplugging connection to it, ran these wires through the door, out there to my light out here. I need to clean up that glue off that fender, but it all works now. Let me plug that in and then let you guys see it work. There you have it. Flashing mirror and flashing fender. 5 o'clock. Been trying to adjust this door for almost an hour and a half. Finally got it lifted up high enough so that it strikes about proper. I pulled the shim out of the top hinge, moved it down to the bottom hinge. Then I adjusted it in and out, that it adjusts it in and out here, and this is the most space that I could get here. This door is aligned pretty good. That's close to that. I wish it had just a little bit more space, but when I unlatch it, you can see it's striking about the right height finally. It was striking all the way down here, 1/4 inch, almost a 1/2 inch. I also had to adjust the striker plate. So I pulled those 2 screws loose, I tapped that in. You can see that thing's moved in at least 1/4 inch. Tightened it back up so it pulls the door in the right amount. Closes. I think it's good. Next thing I'm gonna do is try to adjust this fender. I think this fender is forward too much. Just a smidget. And it's down a little bit. I need to adjust it up. Then I need to get that glue off of there, get that pinstripe off of there, polish this. I scratched this up a little bit. Hopefully those scratches will polish out, and I'll be good to go. At least they're not dented anymore. My next thing to do today is to jack the car up and try to figure out what's going on with my front suspension. It seems a little loose. Decided to check my flashers all the way around, and this mirror's not working. That one is, but this one's not. It must have one of those wires broken. I used speaker wire to wire those, which I shouldn't have done, but I got automotive grade wiring in that one now, so I need to fix this one. I also have a set of those for Queen B. My control arm bushing is worn right there. Should not move just by wiggling the tire. When you get all the weight on it and hit the brakes, that wiggle is a big deal. So I got to order some control arms. Check my oil filter, 451. Now I'm at 461. So I got 10,000 miles on my oil. I'm gonna go ahead and change that. While I have the car up, I'm gonna try to adjust this parking brake. Right now, the parking brakes stop the tires from rolling forward, but they let the tires roll back. That's not good. So I'm gonna try to get that adjusted so it stops it both ways. Here I am about 3 minutes to 12 on this side, so 3 minutes toward the back. I can see the teeth in there. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust this thing until it stops it from turning, and then give it 1 click off of it. I adjust the thing up until my wheel stopped, both directions now. So I'm gonna try to turn it both directions with both hands, and then I'm gonna loosen it 1 click at a time until I could barely turn it both directions. So I tightened it till I couldn't move it either way. Then I moved it 1 click down. I could roll it back, but I couldn't really roll it forward. So I went inside, I set and released the parking brake 5 times, and I held it on the 5th time. Then I came down here, I couldn't move it forward or backwards. Then I went back inside and released it. Now it rolls forward and backwards. So I'm gonna leave that there. They're just barely touching. Yeah, I can't turn it. It has a little spot there. I'm gonna loosen that just 1 more click, and see how that works for me. 2 clicks from tight. With the parking brake set, I can't move it forward or back, so I'm gonna go with that. Put the wheel on, see how this works out for me. On the driver's side, my pin is straight up. So let me see if I could tighten this all the way, take it back 2 clicks, and see how that works for me. Well, I think I got it done. I just readjusted the adjuster inside the hub, inside the rotor, and I think they're tight. See how that works for me. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.